Alright folks, we're back on the Great War Redux, and today we'll be playing as the Ottoman Empire in 1910. As you can tell, the Ottoman Empire is pretty big, but it's not in the best state. It's seen better days, and it's about to see even worse days. Unless we can prevent it. I'll leave off Iron Man because apparently they don't want me to turn it on with historical AI focuses on. Let's get going. Oh boy, this is a massive focus tree. The one I remember doing is empowering the Sultan, and everything on the right here seems new. So I'm thinking fork in the road to deviate from what I did before, and then we'll see. But my eye is immediately drawn to this one. Proclaim the succession of the Roman Empire, and I think with that, I have found my goal here. The natural end state of every game is to become the Roman Empire. So that is what we'll do. Legacy of March 31st. All right. Basic guns because we'll need them. And some basic industry because, of course, our industry is not very good. We have 17 civilian factories, of which we'll need 13 just for consumer goods. Yay. I'm thinking militarization. Maybe a civilian factory first, but then heavily militarizing. And I saw this when I loaded up the game earlier. This isn't plugged in. It needs to be plugged in. And there's a supply dead zone here. I think I need to get that fixed, so I'll build a supply hub there, and then we'll fix the rest of our economy. Military. Well, I can keep building the boats. At least I'll have some boats. We'll need the guns, obviously. If I'm not mistaken, I'll need support equipment. I'll need trains, and I'll need artillery, leaving me with absolutely nothing to fill out the rest of this. I'll also need a whole lot of howitzers, because howitzers will be my breakthrough unit, but we'll need to fix our military situation first. Yikes. All right, trade. We'll suck up to the Germans. That seems like a good idea. All right, so I have 24 regular infantry divisions, another 8 regular infantry divisions. By the way, these templates, they all suck. Every single one of our templates sucks, but we'll fix that as we get some army experience. Then we have 9 of these very small garrison divisions. I'll see what I do with them later. 9 of these militia horsemen. I have no idea why they're on the map. I can't delete them either. Might as well use them for something. Then 19 various other units. For now, I'll leave all the various other units at home because I have played this before and I know that Italy goes to war over Libya. Knowing that, I'm going to use the trash to guard my ports. The Italians won't be able to land troops. I'm pretty sure I can beat the Italians back with my garbage. And then I will use my regular infantry to cheese the war in Libya. Yes, this is incredibly cheesy. Oh, we even have a teeny tiny air force. Let's all get them over Tripolitania. We are going to give the Italians quite the welcome when they arrive. This is going to be funny if nothing else. All right, so fork in the road or depoliticize the army. Like I said, I have done Empower the Sultan before. It's a fun path, but I want to try something else. So we're going to try and proclaim the succession of the Roman Empire, and hopefully it won't suck. Look at our national spirits. The sick man of Europe, this is awful. The officers struggle, this is awful. The army of bygone era, this is awful. These two combined mean our units are less than useful. Game's just started and I'm short everything. All right, so with that, I can pay my debt. I could get some more civilian factories here, but I kind of want to rush down here to just get my government in order. We have to fix the country first. Legacy of the 4th Lancers. If anyone knows what this is referring to, let me know, because I have no idea. More political power, and I think I want to hire... I can get Mustafa Kemal, sympathetic to the West. More political power, more research speed. Yes, just hard yes. I always want Mustafa Kemal, and I'm gonna start paying back my debt. So this number has to go down. I want some of my own civilian factories to use, please. I also need stability, war support. I need everything. I will get motorized early because I will need to. Speaking of equipment problems, let's go off civilian oversight, put everything on local police force. That will require a lot less garrisons, and the unit we'll use for that is gonna be the horses. They look cheaper. Okay, the debt is going down. That's a good thing. All right, with my divisions changed into something a little more reasonable, I no longer lack 1 billion guns, so I can convert my gun production into the actual good guns. All right, I will need to start making trucks so I can motorize my supply lines. That is usually a good idea. And again, we have to keep taking all of these political power sinks just to keep our country from falling apart at the seams at the first sign of trouble. I need to pay my debt. I need to fix my officers. I need to fix my army. At least we fixed some of the government issues, so yay. Ah, there we go. Italy is justifying against us. If I'm not mistaken, that means they are about to declare war on me. The units here are in position, and we have quite a surprise planned for the Italian army when they arrive. Should be funny. And there we go. The Kingdom of Italy has declared war, and via event, they spawn troops on every port in Libya. I assume to keep the AI from spazzing out. Now, knowing that, I kind of exploited it by pre-positioning my troops in encirclements, and we should be able to push the Italians right out of these ports. Before the war in Libya even got started, we headed it off. The instant we pushed the Italians out, we get a white peace. So this is over. Italy is humiliated, and the Ottomans can start the game with a first victory. And like I said before, I have played this campaign in the past, and I have a pretty good idea of what's coming my way. Part of what's coming my way is an ass-kicking, courtesy of the Balkan League. I need to prepare for that. Ah, I can now also modernize the army. Good. Modernize the army, pay my debts. Everything's getting better. We're all working our issues out. Everything's fine. This country's not terrible at all. Not terrible at all. I am going to design the division that will be my breakthrough unit. It's going to be a bit expensive considering the price of howitzers. Well, I'll need something to even the odds. And I'm thinking 30 width. Might be a bit too big, so maybe 27 width on the cheap end. 3 howitzers, rest infantry, some engineers, some support artillery, support howitzers. The works. A very expensive shock unit to break through the enemy lines. Of course, I can't afford it yet, mostly because I don't even have a howitzer, but it is what we will be working towards. Oh, Christ. Serbia's justifying. Am I going to make it? I hope so. 35 days for 50% stability. I'm now the 3rd Rome. Even got the cool color. I do feel like I'm doing well with the debt. That has shrunk substantially down to... Oh, no. Oh, it was so close. We'll just have to wait then. I can call for the Balkan War. This will allow me to take decisions and add technology. This allows my country leader to become a general. This gives me factories. Well, I'll see what kind of decisions this gives me, I guess. And let's see how well the defense does. I don't think the Greeks are going to do much. They're fairly weak, and it does look like I have stopped most of the initial assaults. Yeah, the front line is looking fairly stable here. Gonna set up my field marshal with an offensive order. I'm gonna let the enemy burn. Ooh, that might have been a mistake. It's fine. It's fine. So I'm gonna let the enemy burn some of their manpower and equipment, and then we can counterattack once they've worn themselves out a little. Oh god, the combat is so slow if you're not using howitzers, but I'll eventually take Plovdiv. Whatever you say this name. If I do, that's a supply hub that I can plug in. I'm also going to try a naval invasion of Greece. Oh, what did that focus give me? Wow. Okay. This just gives me a bunch of land forts. I don't think that was very valuable. And I'm going to try a naval invasion of Greece, but the forces I have earmarked for the invasion of Greece are all under-equipped. I am definitely short towed artillery as well as support equipment. Also trains. I should fix my I have so many issues. This country's not ready for war. Yes! Our first small victory. We have taken Plovdiv. Let's plug that into the network and halt the offensives. That was costly enough. All right, from here we can work. We can work from here. Any other offensives all seem quite pointless because my units, and I think this is a specific thing for this mod, basic infantry and field artillery, so the usual artillery that you'd use, are pretty bad. They don't really do anything useful. All right, naval invasion going out. I don't think I'll run into any resistance. They probably only have... Oh yeah, there we go. They only have troops on their ports. I scouted them earlier with my navy. So with a little bit of luck, I might be able to do some actual damage here. And I would very, very much like to link up with the original front line so I can get some reinforcements in. But it would seem they have instantly counterattacked me. I just hope... Oh, they stopped their counterattack. Okay, if I can sit on 2 tiles, I feel a lot more confident. So I'll just hold those positions then. All right. I could try another naval invasion, flood more troops in. Just don't know if that's a good idea. but I am out of ideas otherwise, so let's just give it a try. Reinforce the pocket, as it were. As expected, they're gonna immediately reinforce it with more of their troops. Perhaps that means they have left some of their ports unguarded, and I'm going to scout that out with my submarines. Just gonna have a quick look around. No, Athens is guarded. Kalamata is not guarded though, so maybe I can get a naval invasion here around Kalamata. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try a naval invasion around Kalamata, continuously pound the Greek lines from the north. Up here, I'm trying to take another Bulgarian port around Burgas. I want to attack Bulgaria in the east because that's all flat terrain. Their west is mountains, hills, very fortified. So I'm trying to wear down the Bulgarians. I've not even tried anything against Persia or Montenegro. It's all mountains. They have too many divisions. My units are pretty crap in the region anyway. All right, naval invasion going out. I hope that does something. I might lose the horses I deployed around Lamia. If I do, that's unfortunate. I can't do anything to the north here. It's mountains. They're not taking any attrition despite being cut off from their main supply line or any of their ports, probably because they still have victory points in the region. They have local supply. Good news! We have arrived. All right, with that, the Navy is going back out there, and we are convoy raiding whatever they can put out there. Now let's spread out from Kalamata, do all the damage we can before they ship too many troops in. But in other news, we have forced a small breakthrough in Bulgaria. Who knows? Maybe this is the moment where we make something happen. All right, at least in Greece, things are advancing as I would like. I've been using last stands to keep the troops around Lamia alive, but we are running out of time. Northern advance has been utterly useless. This infantry can't push, and all of its offensives have been too expensive to really countenance, so I have to stop. Around Bulgaria, we've made a nice little breach, but they keep hitting me around Plovdiv, which is ultimately not terrible. It's costing the Bulgarians more than it's costing me in the long run. I will break them. Oh, hey, my debt is gone, and I hold... Okay, so no more penalties to my... Yeah. I don't even have that many civilian factories, but so far we've paid off our debt. We're gonna get more debt because I'm gonna keep buying artillery, but until then, we have no debt, which is great. And we also have a fresh field marshal, Osman IV. He looks a lot more competent than my other guy, so this guy gets to be in charge. Offensive doctrine because I feel like attacking. Let's get organization first and charismatic. Osman IV will lead us to victory and glory. Yes, I can feel it. This is the man we want. I can also feel I want a lot more of these howitzers, so that is what I'll be aiming for. A lot of howitzers. All right, we've cut the Bulgarian lines in half. Just need to mop up and we'll be able to crush them. I can feel it. We'll be able to get this done. The Greeks are all bottled up as well. I'm just not strong enough to clean up their positions, but the Bulgarians, though, I can deal with the Bulgarians. This is a very nice amount of enemy units encircled. Soon we'll be able to do something. Okay, so Serbia offers terms. Do I want to take the terms? What does that get me? It messes up Bulgaria, which is great. It gives me Eastern Rumelia. It gives me Crete, Thessaly, and Corfu. Gives me Montenegro, and just really messes up my enemies. So I'm going to take this. We're gonna end on a win. It's not everything I would have wanted, but I think that's a win for us. Oh, for God's sake, Albania. No, I will not be responsible for freeing Albania. I will kill Albania. Yes, we end Albania. Good thing I took that peace deal, I think, because this would have really screwed me over if I had run into that during my war. But I can deal with it now. Deal with it rather easily now, actually. No, it bypassed. That's 15% stability gone. The Anglo-Ottoman Convention is also pretty interesting because it will allow me to sell the oil rights in this region to, in this case, the British. But if I join the German faction, it will sell to the Germans. Historically, we are not very likely to be friends with the British for all that much longer, but it is quite a big chunk of debt I can get rid of with these decisions. That is just a little bit of oil that I'd be giving away. I'm gonna give the British a little bit of my oil because the debt is crippling. And I can also default on my debt. Yes, that will allow me to cure the sick man. Soon we will no longer be the sick man, but war is looming. War is looming. World War II is around the corner. Well, no, World War I is around the corner. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Keep my debt managed. Recruit a couple more divisions. Maybe I can actually get out of this mess before we get too deep. That's not good. Somebody shot Franz Ferdinand. And I don't think I'm ready to pick up the slack. Okay. Well, not okay, but okay. Well, I'm just not gonna join the war just yet. Let everybody mobilize. I'm just not gonna join any wars just yet. No, I'm still paying my debt. There's a big old European crisis going on. Christ, I just realized if I'm going to join this, I will need a metric ton of port guards, and I currently don't really have any. Let's get 50 of these boys queued up. Yep. I am so far behind the times, it's not even funny. That was a major distraction there, that Bulgarian war. All right, no longer the sick man. Quickly fix the navy here or do some shenanigans in the... I need to fix the navy because the navy is going to do a lot of things in the Mediterranean, hopefully. I'm thinking removing the artillery from these divisions and replacing it with support artillery is going to be the wiser choice. That definitely fixes my artillery deficit and a little bit of my manpower deficit. And these guys are just going to be guarding my borders. No offensive operations. All offensive operations have to go through the howitzer boys. And I think that is the only realistic way I can move forward with these men. Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to come in on my own terms. I'm going to attack the Bulgarians. That's going to draw me into a war with the French. The whole thing's going to go, well, tits up. Oh, great. Looks like the Italians are also going to stab us in the back. Of course they are. Austria-Hungary is so going to get its teeth kicked in. I need to get involved. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go for it. I'm going to declare war on Bulgaria. That is gonna hurt, but it's gonna be my ticket in. We'll join the Great War. Now look, instant naval invasions. Wasn't expecting that. No, of course that I wasn't expecting that. AI would never just throw instant naval invasions at you. No, that's preposterous. I hate this game. I hate, and I do mean I hate. I absolutely detest the warfare. Everything revolves around having this division. If you don't have this division, pack up and go home because you can do literally nothing with anything else. All of your other units are the worst kind of trash you have ever seen, and that's it. You have to deal with that. There's nothing else you can do. Build stupid howitzer divisions that meme everything or lose every war you ever fight. That's it. That's all you can do. And the British have taken the port. I'm not able to push anywhere. I can't even take Q8. It's entirely surrounded. I can't take it. Of course I can. No! No, the Russian! No! Fuck! I completely forgot about the Russian front. No! Oh, for God's sake, I've screwed this entire run. Oh, I've screwed up this entire run now. I am royally fucked. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh my God, I am losing everything now. It's all on me. This is entirely my fault. I was unprepared. I was cocky, and they are now going to kill me because I wasn't paying attention. I've got no trains. I've got no trucks, despite me building them for the entirety of the game. Yeah, I'm gonna keep bitching about this. Don't worry. This is non-stop. I'm never going to stop complaining about this. I pretty much promise you that much. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Also, my navy is getting its teeth kicked in because of course it is. Why wouldn't it? It's entirely unable to go toe-to-toe with the Royal Navy. The Ottomans have lost. The Russians have pushed me past my own supply lines. I've lost because I wasn't looking at the Russian border. That's it. Maybe if I can clean up Bulgaria, I can still make something happen, but I just hope the Russians get knocked out of this quickly. That way, at least we have a chance. If the Russians stay on their feet for any amount of time, we're screwed. I mean, we're screwed no matter what. Okay, once I kill Bulgaria, then I kill Serbia, then I swing those troops around and push Russia back. Can someone talk me through this? I have the war goal, specifically to puppet Bulgaria. Bulgaria is alone in the war. I am alone in the war. Why? Do I not just have enough points to puppet them everywhere? Oh, never mind. I have another turn here. I'm also going to take all of their research rights. And we're going to take all of their ships. And the Principality of Bulgaria has been puppeted. Good. Now we can deal with the Serbs. When the Serbs are killed, I can swing those troops around to deal with the very annoying and very persistent Russians. At least my howitzer divisions are able to blast their way into enemy territory easily. Serbia breaks. I can reroute troops troops to dealing with, well, guarding Italy. Then I reroute the attacking units. I was gonna say I reroute the attacking units to deal with the Russian front, but the Russian front seems to have left. Well, it does kind of feel like I've taken all the good stuff out of the focus tree already, and all that's left to us is pain. But we've pushed the Russians back, mostly because they inexplicably left for some reason. I don't mind. A naval invasion in the Eastern Balkans. All right, storming Belgrade with my howitzers. If I can take Belgrade, that's probably going to be Serbia out. Please don't sink my navy, UK. Please don't sink my navy. It's very precious and expensive, and I can't really afford to lose it, but it looks like I have the upper hand. Yes, and Serbia's gone. Good. With Serbia gone, that frees up troops. I'm going to use those troops to squat on the Greek border. Maybe it's not a terrible idea to take out Greece first. It's probably a terrible idea in hindsight, but I kind of wanna. All right, this is going to be incredibly messy. Probably going to be a terrible idea. We've stabilized the Russian front, more or less. Oh, we've recaptured Kuwait. That's pretty great. Uh-oh. You guys don't go to sea. Going to sea is a terrible idea. Oh, no, Romania. I have nothing in position for this. I suppose I can use my shock troops here to blitz through Romania. Shite. I shouldn't have attacked Greece. I knew I shouldn't have, but I did it anyway. And as a result, I've honestly screwed myself more than I should have. Crap. This is just too many fronts. This is too many fronts to fight on, and I don't have the units to handle any of it. I just don't have the units to handle any of it. All right, so change of plans. I am pulling Red Army out of Greece. I'm just holding a minimal amount of units here. I'm gonna still try to close the ones that I've encircled here. These, what is this, 9 divisions. I'm gonna try and destroy them using my elites, but the rest of Red Army is being pulled to the Romanian border. As for the Russian border, this is actually surprisingly fine. Everything else is stable. Fortunately, it seems like Romania is not coordinating with the rest of the allied powers at all, so at least the Romanian front's not going to be much of an issue. Romania caps, I'm just going to sit on this river with my units. I'm not going to attack into Russia. I have enough troubles as it is, but I am starting to get things under control in Greece at least. Once these units die, that's a large section of the Greek army gone. My main concern is just I can't push because I have no supply. I should probably be building a supply hub here, but they take so long to build that I don't know if it's even worth it. I might as well just try a naval invasion, but then again, there are a very, very large amount of allied ships in the region as well. Yeah, naval invasion might not work. No, I'm gonna need supply in the region. I think the fastest way is still gonna be building a naval base, but I don't want a naval base. I have to guard those. I'll just build a supply hub here, I guess. It's annoying. Yeah, Russian Caucasus front already collapsing. Romania is dead as a doornail. Well, at least everything's improving, and I don't have to worry about throwing the runaway. I am concerned, though, because I don't know why suddenly it's going my way. I appreciate that I'm winning. I just don't understand why. Now, for the Caucasus front, I'm going to make clever use of the fact that we have impassable terrain here. I'm going to set up on the choke points, close the front, leave a minimal force there that I need to hold these tiles, and then divert everyone else to the major front lines that I have with Russia in... used to be Moldova? Yeah, and the former remaining holdings here, and then we'll see from there. I'm getting a handle on things again. Also, once I build the supply hub in Greece, I'm crushing the Greeks and taking my land back. My fleet is almost repaired as well. That will allow me to get some naval dominance. Good! Alright, the shock troops are actually gonna do it, and they will... Yes! Okay, with that, the shock troops have closed off the entire Russian Caucasus front. I'm gonna now close the pocket, and I'll use the regular infantry to set up in the required fallback positions to actually guard the area so we can get some supply in here. And we don't have to worry. I can then use minimal forces to hold the Caucasus. I think 2 units per tile on about 6 or 7 tiles should be fine. I can redirect everybody else to trying to push the Russians. Oh yes, there goes the entire Russian Caucasus army. They are gone, wiped out, destroyed. And that gives the Persian government gendarmerie, whoever this faction is, a fighting, well, not so much a fighting chance, it just It's a step closer to putting them out of their misery. And now that I have supply, I should be able to push on to Athens with relatively minor issues. Oh no, we've effectively lost. I refuse to surrender. I don't think I can actually win. So the armistice at Compiègne is gonna happen. The Central Powers have lost. I've just effectively extricated myself from the Central Powers, but I will get dogpiled now. I'm going to keep this going for a little bit longer, but this mod feels incredibly unbalanced recently, simply because the Central Powers can't win unless you as the player are playing them. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I'll see what I can do to at least get some satisfaction out of this war, but I doubt it's going to do much for us. I very much doubt we'll be able to get anything out of this. 1915 and the Great War is already over. It just feels like it ends too quickly. Way too quickly nowadays. My entire army up here just got encircled because of how the peace mechanics work. So Serbia's back. These units are effectively and oh really? I can't even get military access here because that's, oh my god, these units are entirely cut off because I am not allowed military access here. Romania just popped back into existence. Serbia popped right back out of whatever hole they crawled into, and Austria-Hungary or Germany will not give me military access. So my entire northern army here is effectively encircled unless it can somehow fight its way clear. All right, now if I can only use my shock troops here to bail out my army that's stuck up there, that would be amazing. Oh look, the French took a port by simply existing. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, I have a new enemy. Slovenia is in the Entente as well. So yeah, I'm gonna lose my entire Balkan front. I don't have the troops for this. I just don't have the troops for this. It's not possible for me to deal with this. I don't have the required numbers, and I cannot get the required numbers because I no longer have friends. This is not going well. I'll keep fighting for a little bit longer, but I am afraid this campaign is over, and I don't feel like it's my fault. Well, guys, it's March of 1916. It's pretty obvious that I can't do this on my own. I don't have the men. I don't have the industry. The Ottoman Empire, cool as this third Rome tree sounds, and as cool as it looks, it's incredibly weak, and it's weak to the point that you're not even able to support your allies properly. As a result, you've seen how quickly the the Central Powers collapse. I think whoever made this mod did a great job. It feels fun. It's well made, but some rebalancing has to do. The Entente is too strong. Either that or the Central Powers are just too terrible right now. If the player's not playing as either Germany or Austria, there's nothing you can do to help those two. I'm gonna end it here, and that's it. I had high hopes for this run, but I'm sorry to say I'm very, very disappointed in this. If anyone can tell me in the comments who has more experience with this mod what I did wrong, or give me some suggestions, I'm more than willing to give this another try, but for now, I don't think I want to play this again. Anyway, I hope you've at least enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun playing this campaign right up until the end, where my allies completely abandoned me. I hope you enjoy this next video too. See ya.